What's happening, man? This is Chris Gardner, spiritually irreverent in the house. Um, Mad children. Let's talk about this term that women often use to describe immature, dependent, irresponsible mama's boy type men. Uh, I want to be a man child. A man child is what I desire to be. A man child is what I am. You see, I realize I've been, you know, past, certain amount of time, I haven't been feeling like 100% myself all the time, man, because by nature, I have a very naturally childlike, vibrant, upbeat, optimistic energy. I'm chill at the same time, but, I have a natural childlike essence about me. Just people tell me that all the time. And I've been trying to get back to that, man. So during a recent meditation, man, and some journaling I was getting down on. I just sat down, man. I thought about, as a child and a younger adult, I thought about the things that lit me up, the things that made me the happiest, the things that made me feel most like myself, the things that made me feel the most excited about life, man. So I went back to when I was a kid, man. I guess elementary school, some junior high, man. My three favorite things in the world were, 3 6 Mafia and Project Pat, the rappers, uh, WWF wrestling, Attitude Era, Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, DX, all of that, and Dragon Ball Z, man. So I just sat and just dwelled on those three things, man. Just and the love that I had for him, the obsession I had for him. Uh, Man, those three things, man. Three Six Mafia, wrestling, Dragon Ball Z. I knew everything about it, man. I know everything about 3 6 Mafia, man. I knew everything about wrestling of that period. Know everything about wrestling of that period. Uh, I knew everything about Dragon Ball Z. Real deep, specific, niche, obscure stuff, man. People be like, man, how do you know so much about Dragon Ball Z? How do you know that? How do you remember that in that specific episode? How do you know all of this, man? I loved it, went in on it, man. And then think about when I got older, it was I got older. I remember when everybody liked music. I always liked music, but I remember when I got into music, when I fell in love with music, man. And I remember when I was just like discovering all this new music to listen to, because growing up I had listened to mainly hip hop and stuff, but I started getting into rock, a lot of different rock. Man, I got into so many bands in the span of a year. You think I had been listening to it my whole life, got into a lot of different rock bands and stuff. And I started getting into dance music, started getting into house music. When I got into house music and techno and all that, I started going back and listening to old stuff. I was listening to the new stuff, listening to the old stuff, listening to 80s house music when, when black folks were still making it, as far as the majority went, man, and got into techno and Europop and drum and bass and trance. And I was loving that shit, man. And got into new age music, got into trip hop. I just got into all this music, man. And I was just big and bright eyed over music, man. And I'm not a vegan no more, but I remember when I first went vegan, man, it was amazing, man. I was so bright eyed, the way I felt, the way my mind felt. These were things that just had me feeling really, really, really happy, man. When I first started getting into stand up comedy, you know, and you're just young and bright eyed. You know what I'm saying? You ain't been tainted yet, right? When you get older, man, you start working, get into these jobs, been overworked at these jobs all the time, and after a while, everything you do, instead of just doing it for the joy of it, you feel like you need to be getting something out of it. Like you feel like you need to be getting some money out of it, or you just get tainted, man. And me, lesser than a lot of people, I will say. But I just had a moment, man. I want to get back to that feeling of, my childhood and my early 20s, man. Just getting in touch with the things I love. And that's what I mean by being a man child. By like, yeah, I'm a grown ass man, but I still want to be excited, curious about the world, big and bright eyed, like a goddamn child, man. Like I'm a man, but I still want to be, I want to maintain that silliness. Not all the time, you got certain times in life where you just got to buckle down and just be straight and just be a man or a woman, whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, I want to maintain that silliness, that playful energy, man. Just random creativity, just making random stuff. I remember as far as my social media presence goes, early on, man, I would make the silliest, most random videos and just put them out for the hell of it, just for fun. I gotta get back to that silliness, But I'm not necessarily trying to, you know, I would be the 34-year-old version of that because, I've grown, I'm matured, I'm a different person. So I'm not trying to go back to something that I'm not anymore. But I believe that childlike energy is still a part of my natural essence, right? And I just, it gets beat down sometimes, man, by life. Shit, man. You spend all these hours at work, man. That shit start to suppress your spirit a little bit. Just dealing with all this matrix shit. So yeah, as far as being a man child, I was like, yeah, I'm a man. I want to handle my priorities. I want to handle my responsibilities as a man. Be who I got to be for myself. Be how I got to be for the loved ones in my life, for my family, for the women in my life, for my future family, and whatever the case may be. Yes, I'm that. Yes, I'm gonna be that, man. But at the same time, like I said, I want to be that same. I want to be that silly. That playful, that random, that creative person. Obsessed with the things I'm into. Obsessed with the things that I love. That make me feel that way. I want to get back. I've been working on getting back to that, and it's been working, man. I've been feeling that energy a lot more, man. So I call it being a positive man child. That's what I call it, a positive man child, because you think of the typical connotation of man child is negative. It's all the negative aspects of being a child. You're dependent, you're whiny, you're irresponsible, you're immature. Maybe you shit yourself on a regular basis. Who knows? Who knows what it is? But when you say man child, those are the things that are typically being referred to, man. But no, I'm a positive man child. I'm a positive man child. So I'm a grown man while also maintaining all the positive attributes of just being a child or being a younger person. You understand? And I'm not all up in the Bible like that, but I know in the Bible, I ain't no Christian, but the Bible got a lot of good shit in it, whether you're Christian or not. You understand? I know God said something about being a child at heart. I can't tell you what scripture it is. I can't tell you where it is up in that thing, but somewhere in there is something about being a child at heart, man. I think that's true, man. I know somebody who said adult just means it's short for adulterated. You got adulterated by the system. You understand? So, I don't align with being this. I'm an adult, I'm grown, I'm an adult, I'm serious, and I'm into those childish things anymore. I'm into these things. I'm into my work, and I'm into the finances, and that's what I'm talking because I'm an adult now, and a child. I don't do childish things anymore. No, man, fuck all that. I do all that too. I got all that too, but I got to maintain that child energy within me, man. So yeah, homie. Chris Gardner is absolutely a man child. Positive man child. You feel me?